Welcome to Confessing the Faith, a theological and devotional walk through the 1689 Baptist Confession of Faith. I'm your host, Sam Waldron, pastor of Grace Reformed Baptist Church in Owensboro, Kentucky, and president of Covenant Baptist Theological Seminary. Last time we began our study of chapter 9, which is entitled Of Free Will. Perhaps you were surprised to learn that the confession affirms free will by affirming the natural liberty of the human will. But we also saw that it carefully defines what this phrase means. In this talk, we come to a crucial balancing truth taught in the Scriptures. It's this: the confession carefully limits and qualifies free will, and it does this in several ways. First, free will is not utter unpredictability, but was and always has been and is under the control of God's sovereign will, and this was true even in the state of innocence. Chapter 5, paragraph 4, the almighty power, unsearchable wisdom, and infinite goodness of God so far manifest themselves in his providence that his determinate counsel extends even to the first fall. Similarly, chapter 6, paragraph 1, in eating the forbidden fruit, which God was pleased according to his wise and holy counsel to permit, having purpose to order it to his own glory. We learned then this important truth: divine freedom, God's decretive will, and human freedom are not in conflict. The second way in which the confession limits free will is this: our wills are controlled by our ethical disposition and moral nature. Paragraph 3 affirms that the free wills of unconverted men are unable to will to do any spiritual good. And Matthew 12:33-35 confirms this. Either make the tree good and its fruit good, or make the tree bad and its fruit bad, for the tree is known by its fruit. You brood of vipers, how can you, being evil, speak what is good? For the mouth speaks out of that which fills the heart. How can you speak that which is good? You heard the language. The good man brings out of the good treasure what is good, and the evil man brings out of his evil treasure what is evil. Paragraph 5 goes on to affirm that the free wills of glorified men are immutably fixed on the good. Ephesians 4:13, until we all attain to the unity of the faith and of the knowledge of the Son of God, to a mature man, to the measure of the stature which belongs to the fullness of Christ. Or Hebrews 12:23, which speaks of the spirits of righteous men made perfect. And so the will of man is tied to man's ethical disposition. But a third limitation is this, and it's related to the one we've just been talking about. Being tied to human nature, free will exists in different states. The confession illustrates this, moving from the instability of innocency to the immutability of the state of glory. Finite ethical beings undergo a moral and ethical development. Christ as a man underwent maturation from immature ethical righteousness to matured holiness. We also experience ethical maturation like Christ did, like Adam did. We also experience ethical maturation being either progressively hardened or progressively sanctified. This is a sobering thought. We are becoming what we shall eternally be. So here's a concluding summary of what we have learned. Free will is not a faculty for making random decisions. Such a view actually destroys any meaningful free will. Today, compatibilist and libertarian views of free will are distinguished. The confession endorses what is called compatibilism. It teaches free will, but a compatibilist view of free will. That is, it teaches that free will is compatible both with divine sovereignty and with total human inability to do anything spiritually good. And we're going to take up total inability and how it relates to free will next time.